Whoa. What's going on, everybody? My bad, I had to start a little later than usual. I was tapped in with my brother Theo over there. So I had to, you know, I was sitting there listening to him. He was going in just now. Uh, all right, we gotta take. I had my fault. I had to take. I had somehow I tried to preset alive just now, and somehow it wasn't working. So I had to do a whole new one. But don't mind me. But I got an interesting topic. First of all, yeah, interesting topic. And I seen some stuff. Hold on, before we get started, let me. All right, you gotta check my audio. Gotta check my audio levels first because sometimes this joint be tripping on me, and just always gotta check your audio levels. Make sure everything is hitting how it's supposed to hit. So don't mind me, but yeah, like I was saying, I got an interesting topic on this one because I was watching 607 and while I'm at work, I be listening to these podcasts and stuff, and 607 popped up. So I had hit the joint, yeah, I mean, to see what was going on. Now, with this particular live that I'm finna do, right? It's about it's about, some prison folks. And I like I came up with this joint because, like, as we see this stuff on YouTube, as we see this world progress and stuff, we're starting to see famous uh prison people. We starting to see people come out of prison and become famous by doing interviews and stuff like that. For extra, Brick Baby, uh the dude on 607 Unk joint, Percy. Um, I think it was the dude name was Kryptonite or something like that. Some crazy like that. That dude, he had a Cam Capone interview. Uh, King Pill. Man, the list goes on. It's just like a never-ending story of prison people, and what makes it thrilled is that these prison stories are only entertaining to people that don't go to prison, that haven't spent time behind bars and stuff like that. Like the the quote unquote good Samaritan, because for some reason now this world has a weird factuation with what it's like behind bars, right? But you hear constantly, I don't wish that upon anybody. So why is people so factuated with this? Your guess is good as mine. You know, is it? I find it throwed off I find it thrown off because like I said, people are so entertained with this narrative that if you go to jail, one, you're a real street nigga. Salute. So what's going on, my brother? How you feeling? Yeah, but people are so infatuated with being a real street nigga that they think that these people going to jail or coming out of jail are the realest, the realest, and you know the toughest and all that stuff, bruh. It's low key sad. It's low key sad for real because one, it's a cesspool, right? One is a cesspool, and when we look at the word cesspool, right? When we look at the word cesspool, the meaning of cesspool, right? So cesspool has two different meanings. You have the standard dictionary meaning, and then you have the slang meaning, the urban dictionary meaning. So the dictionary, an underground container for the temporary storage of liquid waste and sewage. But then when we go to the urban meaning of it, right? Slang for cesspool refers to a place that is morally corrupt, filthy, or full of vice. It is used to describe a situation or location that is rotten, like a cesspool of corruption, inequity, or germs. So it has two different meanings. When we think of cesspool, we think of the slang version of cesspool, which is a place that is morally corrupt, filthy, or full of vice. That's the cesspool that we're talking about tonight. And it's it's sad that you know this younger generation thinks that the only way that you can become, it's like a rite of passage at this time. You know, for white people, the a kid's rite of passage is taking the kid out, teaching them how to hunt. He shoot a deer, kill a rabbit or something. Learn how to make snares and stuff like that, traps and stuff like that. They go hunting. Well, for black people and their youth, the rite of passage is you had to get locked up. That's I don't understand this concept of why our youth feel as though that the only way they can become men and be real men is that they have to go do an extended period in a place that's a cesspool, that is morally corrupt, that's full of inequities. Like having your kids grow up, and mind you, me and B talked about this before. Being what's the word? What's the word? Dang, it's literally right there. Um, So, so I'm gonna give you the definition because I can't think of the word right now. It'll come to me. But basically, when you get locked up, you're frozen in that time period. You're frozen in that time period, so that when you come out, if you was locked up from 17 to 40 or 17 to 35, when you get out, you're still stuck in that 17-year-old spot. Arrested Development. There we go. I knew it was gonna come to me. I knew it was gonna come to me. Arrested Development. So your development from becoming a man is now paused at whatever year, time, day, whatever age you are you got locked up. So from that time to this time, your development is arrested. You're stuck in that position until you come back out to natural society. And this is a reason for the repeat offenders. This is the thing for the repeat offenders. It's low key to keep you in that place so that you don't develop how you're supposed to. And I don't understand why we have yet been able to break that cycle, you know, and it just shows how they're programming our kids to believe like, hey, only way you're gonna become a real man is that you gotta go sit down for at least 10 years, 5 years. You're gonna have to get locked up at some point in your time. That's the only way you can become a real man. That's false. And that's false. Because now your development is shot. Is this, you don't even get to move on to the next level. And you wonder why, like I said, you get repeat offenders because once they come out, they're stuck in that position. I'm gonna play this video from 607 on, right? And it's an hour long, but we're not gonna watch the whole hour long. I just I wanna to play a certain part because I found it very interesting. This certain part I found very interesting. Um, it's low key cringy. Is one is low key cringy. Two is is wild. Is wild. And it leaves me with the question of the people that go back constantly. I feel like y'all like to go back for some reason. Because I like my homeboy B, my I, he's not really my homeboy. Let me clear that up now. He's more like my big brother. So my brother B, which is the co-host on the survival games. He did an extended amount of time, and he's not afraid. He actually shared that when we first started the survival games. He actually shared that. But he did an extended time. I never once heard no glorification from any story that he told me about the prison system. He never once glorified it, made it seem like it was a cool place to go. You know, he explained to me how it set him back and stuff like that, and how he had to start, like, basically restart all over. Mind you, it's all fun and games till you get in there. You know, you want to be in there so bad, and then when you get in there, you know, you're banging for bond, you're banging for parole. You know what I'm saying? You trying to get paroled out. You know what I'm saying? Like, this the only person I heard so far that actually said he denied going to parole meetings because he sat his time he rather sit his time out and do the full extent. This is the only person I heard that actually said, I was going in there, I was reading books, I was trying to better my situation instead of falling into the abyss with all the other knuckleheads and stuff like that. You know, we're talking about, and I can't even say, like, just because it's two different time eras. I can't even say that because the people that we're ready to watch in a few minutes is coming from that era where B was, where B, you know, they come from that same era. Um, it's just wild. It was wild to me because I'm listening to what B was telling me in his situation, and I'm listening to these guys' situation. One, these guys' situation is basically old young niggas. They old YNs. You know, they you can hear the arrested development in them because nothing they said sounded like what my brother B been telling me. He explained a lot, and a lot of stuff that goes on, and how it made him the man he is today. I don't hear that from these old YNs. And it's low key sad because with a wide audience that's majority 17 to 25, in their minds, y'all making it sound like if it's not that bad, which it is. Like, it's, oh man, it's weird. It's thrown off to me. So, I do what I do. I try to find a verse that fits the topic that I'm talking about. And the verse that I found that kind of fits this topic is Second Peter, chapter 2. Let me make sure this is right. Yeah. Second Peter chapter 2, 18 to 22. That's what I have right here on the screen. 18 to 22. I sent this to my mama. I told her to read it because it was interesting. It kind of goes with the homework that we're doing for Bible study as well too. But verse 18, for when they speak great swelling words of vanity, the allure through the lust of the flesh, through much wantonness, those that were clean escape from them who lived in error. While they promise the liberty, they themselves are servants of corruption. For of whom a man is overcome, of the same he is brought in bondage. For if after they have escaped the pollution of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, they are again entangled therein, and overcome the latter end of the latter end is worse with them than the beginning. I should have put my glasses on. For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it, to turn from the holy commandment delivered unto them. But it is happened unto them according to the true proverb. The dog is turned to his own vomit again, and the soul that was washed to her wallowing in the mire, in the mire. So we're gonna break some of this down, because I broke some of this down for us. I went through and broke some of it down, but we're gonna break even more down. So the first verse, right? That word wantonness. Wantonness can mean reckless or cruel disregard for the safety or rights of others, or excessive, unrestrained, and lewd or lascivious, vivacious. I don't know how to pronounce that. The vivacious behavior. Okay, let's look up that word real quick while we on that. Let's see how we pronounce that. And lewd or lascivious. Lascivious. So, so lascivious, right? Feeling or revealing an overt and often offensive sexual desire. Okay? So, we're gonna listen to this. I'm ready to pull this up. And when I say, boy, I be on it, bruh. I be on it, bruh. Because because this first verse, this first verse right here kind of breaks down the topic of discussion that these guys was having. So, the topic of discussion that these guys was having was, they was referring to white people as being their kids in prison. And one of the things that was said to them, to the old YNs, was that oh, y'all be running meat in them. Pause. It sounds awkward, but this is what was said. Oh, you run meat in them. And the dude was like, "Oh no, no, not that ain't necessarily, we run meat in them and la 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 la, but we kind of extort them." So, one, we're already dealing with lasciviousness, and we're dealing with wantonness. So so then it goes further into now it goes further into that sexual desire that I just was talking about with this definition of this word. So let's go ahead and pull up this video. What we at? Yeah, we 25 minutes in. Let's go ahead and pull up this video, and we gonna break it down. We gonna break it down. You know how we do over here, man. We gonna break this down. Let me get everything. Let me get everything situated first, cause like I said, I found this interesting, and with these old YNs, it's sad because they're painting a picture for the younger people. Like, yeah, this how y'all gotta be. They ain't teaching them nothing, bruh. It's sad. All right, so y'all know who y'all. I don't know if y'all know who Gumby is. So Gumby is sitting next to 607 Unk. 607 Unk, dude in the black hoodie. Gumby is in the red hoodie with the crooked jaw. You know, he got that what they call that lock jaw. You know, we seen that same look from Bobby Brown when he was on that bag. You know what I'm talking about? All right. So the dude in the green. Now this is funny. It's funny because the verse that I pulled up is like I said, it goes so well. I be man, I be doing the daggone thing, bruh. Like real talk. But the joint that I pulled up is called Doom of False Teachers. Hold up. No. No, it's not Doom of False Teachers. It's called Deceptions of False Teachers. All right? It's called Deceptions of False Teachers. Now, this dude in the green, they call him Pastor. All right? They call this dude Pastor. I have a pastor. My uncle's a pastor. He don't talk like this. He don't he don't talk like this. I know that. But we're gonna play the beginning part so y'all can get an understanding, and then we're gonna jump to the actual part. The actual part where it starts at.
Said, what's the name? What's the booty war? Yeah. What's that weird? Oh yeah, but yeah, that please, yeah. Please, Johnson. It said, listen. Or Percy. OG Percy. OG Percy, yeah. OG Percy. Tripping, I don't want to talk about him because he ain't here. It made no difference if he was here or not. Oh, Real Tune. But come on, Real Tune. Go ahead. Now you probably get Real Tune. No. Look, no. Real Tune for the kid on purpose. Listen, Real Tune is just to make me a kid on purpose. Okay. Real Tune want to be a kid. Too ugly to be a kid.
Now you heard him. Real team want to be a kid. So we're gonna get to that part. I'm gonna fast forward it. Let's get to that part. But basically, you know, old boy comment after that was he too ugly to be a kid. Now mind you, right before that, right before this part started happening, they was talking about uh how the people that they punk out and the people that they extort and all that stuff, that's their kids. He was referring to them as that's their kids. Basically, them people that pay for protection, the people that sit there and walk with you or hold on to your pocket. We all know about that, you know. Yeah, I mean that's they kids. And at 607, was like, oh, y'all run meat in them like that, right? Mind you, old boy just said, "Oh no, he too ugly to be a kid." So he going to looks. Wait till you hear after what he says, and this is why this joint is so is so vicious. This is why this joint's so vicious, because because when I pull up that verse, we gonna take this down for 1 second. When I pull up that verse, and we talk about, for when they speak of great swelling words of vanity, they allure through the flesh, through the lust of flesh, through much wantonness, those that were clean escaped from them who live in error. So when we look up that word, wantonness, like I said, look up that word wantonness, reckless or cruel disregard for the safety or rights of others. Okay? So you see where I'm going at with this, right? You see where I'm going at with this. The rights of others. Or excessive, unrestrained, and lewd or lascivious behavior. Now, lascivious behavior, right? We just pulled that up. What's lascivious behavior? Okay, well, lascivious of a person, manner, or gesture, feeling or revealing an overt and often offensive sexual desire. I mean, I'm just reading what's coming up. I mean, so Google it yourself if you don't believe me. Google it for yourself. I mean, so let's go ahead and hear this weirdo stuff that's going on here. Gotta call that weirdos. Let's hear these weirdos.
Understand how the people that you were saying were able to buck the system. I want to meet these people and shake. They have. I've never seen that before. Oh no. The whole structure is that not one man is bigger than the gang, so the structure can keep going on without that. That's right, because the foundation. Oh, yeah. Right. But I've seen them. So did that happen on several occasions or just one? Oh man, all the time, almost every 3 days. Well, you get out the game every 3 days. It's always somebody come through. No, not get out. No. I'm talking about rides. I'm not talking about. I'm through with that. Every 3 days, I watch them whoop each other or jump on each other because somebody came along and said they're a crip and they don't even know the information. I saw the same thing in the blood. I saw the same thing in the NW. So how many see that you get out the gang is what I want to know. About 3. That's probably reasonable. That's probably reasonable. It didn't make no difference. You ain't never been there. Well, I wouldn't let you know. I don't believe in that shit. I wouldn't let y'all neither. Oh, nigga, listen, you in? Oh, your ass is out. So, all this 50-50 yard shit y'all doing? But you know, like I said, everybody has a way. God gave me favor, man. With life. Gave me favor too. With life. Whole situation. Let me explain something to you.
Now, see how he brought up God in this. God gave me favor with life. You know, this goes to what we was just reading. So he said God gave him favor for life, right? But he gave you that favor for life. But the same way Gumby just said there ain't no 50-50 in the gang, there ain't no 50-50 with the Lord. It's either you in or you out. It's blood in or blood out. Ain't no 50-50 with the Lord. See, it's funny how people will be 50-50 with the Lord, but live and die off this gang stuff. Live and die off this street code. There's no show me the street code doctrine. Show me the commandments of the streets. Show me the commandments of the gangs. Because every time you hear something about the gang, it's gang politics. That's gang politics. That's this, that's that. Here it is. We got an actual guideline, a book with guidelines and stuff on how to condone yourself, how to act, how to live. But you 50-50 on that. You toss that aside. You read that as if it's just, yeah, man. Oh man, who cares about this? But you live and die by this gang culture. What it say right here, right? For if after they have escaped the pollution of the world through the knowledge of Jesus, through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, they are again entangled therein and overcome, the latter end is worse with them than the beginning. They wonder why stuff don't work for them. They wonder why they keep getting locked up. Because you're using the Lord as if he's just some escape, hit the glass, escape emergency. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know the Lord, you use the Lord, you talk to him, and then you go right back to living in the flesh and doing it. So it's like you're slapping him in the face. So your punishment for that is gonna be worse than as if you was just didn't even know him from the beginning. You know what I'm saying? He has more patience for those people who didn't know him. But once you know him, you're held at a higher regard in life. That's what it says in verse 21. You're held at a higher regard in life. For it had been better for them not to know the way of righteousness. Basically, to know the way of the Lord, because now when the Lord comes in, he's expecting you to live and die by these commandments. He expected you to live and die by these codes of conduct that's in this Bible. Then after they know it and turn from the holy commandments delivered unto them. So he gave you that rite of passage. He gave you that he put you on the road of righteousness. And then once you get out of your situation, you go right back to what you was doing. Now your punishment is ready to be worse. Your punishment is ready to be worse. Because he's holding you at a higher regard than the person who doesn't know him. That's what it's saying in 20 and 21.
See, everybody keep getting this whole shit mixed up. I'm saying we had a whole conversation on the way to the car about this shit, right? Understand something. I'm a spiritual person. Everything that y'all talking about, I studied Islam too, bro. Judaism, all of that, everything, all the religions. Because I had to honor God. What in prison? You gonna still? I studied all of it. The homie, the blood homie. I'm saying you gotta take him there. Shout out to T Black from Black Peace Town. He just hit me. I'm saying the other homie.
If you know God, then you wouldn't even be interacting with this situation right here. This situation right here is nothing but demonic situation. You wouldn't even have yourself. You'll be on your own platform trying to teach people and talk to people not to even think about that. You just had that whole demonic look in your face, Gumby, talking about some ain't no it's blood in, blood out, baby. That's basically what you was saying. It's blood in, blood. Ain't no 50-50. If you spiritual, there's no 50-50 in that, bro. If you spiritual, there's no 50-50 in that. You're just as corrupt. You're just as corrupt as everybody else up there.
7-4, you saying just hit me. He asked me, bro, you still do yoga? I did yoga for 7 years, bro. Like, this is a lot of it's a lot of that you have to go through, you know what I'm saying, in order to be who you is in jail, because you seeing so much horrific shit. So that's why I was asking you about the situations. Like, I was, you know what I'm saying, I was scared the whole time I was in that. I had my ass hole clenched tight for 16.5 years to 6 months. The fuck? Do y'all do channel? How y'all do when y'all look at TV? I never been in where you from. I'm talking in Texas. Can you tell? Can you watch what you want to watch on TV? We in the set.
Look at that. He asking, can you watch what you want to watch on there? I don't want to be in a place where I can't watch what I want to watch. I can't be in a place where I gotta sit there and watch everything and everyone and stuff like that. That mess with my anxiety. I don't like going to clubs because of that. I don't like going to certain spots because it's too many daggone people. So you're putting a whole bunch of immoral, corrupted, lascivious, wanting this people all in one place where it's a cesspool at, and you daggone expect to be comfortable in there. Man, please. One of my coworkers was talking about that, about his cousin, talking about he uncomfortable in there, and I'm like, I bet you is. I bet you is uncomfortable in there. That is not a place where you can be comfortable in it. You can hear it when these guys talk. When these guys talk about this stuff, like, you can hear it, bruh. Ain't no comfort zone in there. He just said he had his booty cheeks tight for a daggone 16 years. 16 years you come out and you're still on the same stuff. That's that arrested development. You're stuck in that position. When you get out, you're still stuck in that position. He been out for a little while now. I'm pretty sure, I don't know. I ain't even going cap. From the stuff that I seen, him teaching 607 on how to Hoover walk, and uh him keep talking about Hoover and all this stuff, and him holding on to that Hoover flag, or you ain't no getting out. Once you win, you can't get out. It's only a matter of time. It's only a matter of time. Because you, like I said, you can't be. It's in the Bible, bro. It says it in the Bible where you can't be 50-50 with the Lord. See if you're gonna be on the flesh or you're gonna be on the spiritual. You can't. Today I'm gonna be on my flesh side, but then tomorrow I'm gonna be on my spiritual tip. No, it ain't none of that, bro. Ain't none of that. Let's see. Do I have the? Yeah, I do. All right, I do. Galatians. Galatians 6, chapter 6, 8 and 9, verses 8 and 9. For he who sows in his flesh will of the flesh reap corruption, but he who sows to the Spirit will of the Spirit reap everlasting life. It says it right there. And let us not grow weary while doing good, for in due season he will reap if we do not lose heart. So if you reap, like they say, you reap what you sow. So as long as you're living in this flesh, you can't say you're spiritual. You can't say you're spiritual. It says it right here. It says it right here. You can't say you're spiritual. You don't have no spirit as long as you're living in this flesh. You can't. You're not spiritual at all. That's the problem. People they want to be spiritual when it benefits them. When they might be going through something and they need the Lord to get them out of jam. Now they want to be spiritual, but the whole time you're stuck in your flesh. For he who sows to his flesh will of the flesh reap corruption. It says it right there. Galatians 6, chapter 6, verse 8 and 9. Go look it up, read it for yourself. I just read it to you. Go look it up, read it for yourself. It says it right there. As long as you working in that flesh, you're always gonna be in corruption. This is why you can't stop smoking. This is why you need to smoke them long blunts. This is why you still stuck on your Hoover. Watch me. Well, look, you gotta stomp like this. See, we do the Hoover stomp and this, that. Yeah. Man, y'all bad. This is why I'm up here doing this because these kids need to hear something different. These young people need to hear something different. Yeah, I don't understand how brother in the green could be named pastor. We gonna get to it. Let's finish this.
We got cell y'all got bro. Cell living. But in the feds, county jail is the county jail. See, that's the county jail. We don't our jail. Our prison not like that. Our prison is cell living. You know what I'm saying? All the lower levels are dormant. So they don't put y'all together. Yeah, we all together. Like I'm talking about, do y'all like a group and day room? Yeah, and y'all watch TV? Yeah, how y'all go about watching? Every section got a day room. I'm talking about the blacks want to watch something. How y'all? Okay, well we got it's already designated slots. Like what? You know what I'm saying? Whatever, like on Wednesdays, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They might have on Sundays, they might have a messaging channel, all that. And then on Monday, the blacks want football for Monday night football. Y'all got one TV. No, each section. See, our prison is not like yours. It's a building, and it's like a half of a it's a half of an octagon. It's A, B, and C section. Okay. But it's open. Ours open. You got the TV for the blacks, and you got TV for the Mexican white. White ain't got no choice. So you got white ain't got no choice. No, they ain't got no choice. It's a Mexican. Shout out to my real white. Well, and the Mexicans, and it's for black. Wow. And they ain't have no. It's just two TV for the Mexican or black. But here it is. Where the whites go? The whites just follow along. That's the truth. Whites just follow along. I don't understand y'all. Here, Coach tell him when white guy come in prison, he has no rule. He either gonna go to the blacks or the. All
right. So now we getting into the first verse of the scripture right here. We getting into the first verse. For when they speak of great swelling words of vanity, they allure through lust of the flesh, through much wantonness, those that were clean escape from them who lived in error. So we get into this first verse. And mind you, like I said, wantonness, a reckless or cruel disregard for the safety or rights of others, or excessive, unrestrained, and lewd or lascivious behavior. Okay, lascivious. of a person, manner, or gesture, feeling or revealing an overt and often offensive sexual desire. Okay, let's go ahead and get to it because it's coming up.
A mess. Let you gotta be captivated. What you mean? Y'all taking this out the gang and taking here for right? Listen, man. Let me explain. Now, let me say. Texas on that shit. Texas different as hell. White don't have chance. Listen, this how it goes. That's on the white. Now, it's changed because they got the red on the wall. You got to understand that the red on the wall has got a phrase to say extortion. You can't afford it. You hear me? Now, before that. That's right. When I was in prison. Right. When you came to me prison and you was a white boy, you had to ride. You either had to ride the blacks or the the Mexicans or the blacks. The white boys really did. They didn't have no. They was like prey. It's about 6 of them. It's about 50 black Aryan Brotherhood. 4 of them. They can't do nothing. And most of the white boys. This is what the white folks would do in prison. They would put the white boys up. You know what I'm saying? They would put them out of harm's way. They would give white boys the best jobs, you hear me, and put them in positions or they like on the trustee camps, you know what I'm saying, away from the predators, which is the blacks and the Mexicans. They got whites on there, but they ain't got the men. You had some white boys.
Now listen to how he referred to themselves as predators. All right, he referred to it as predators.
Now, they try to stand up. That will and did and can fight. I have them got raped and knocked out. Don't let them fool you. They got a lot of tattoos on them. That don't mean nothing. I seen dudes tattooed down and it was a faggot.
Now this is supposed to be a pastor. That's his name. He said they referred to him as pastor. But he's calling yeah, I mean, these people the F slur. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna say it on here. He can say it, but I ain't finna say it. They call him the F slur on here. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, it's gonna get. What pastor you know talk like this? What pastor you know still living in his flesh? So it's already a disdain from the beginning, for me anyway, because like I said, my uncle's a pastor, and when he changed, he changed. None of that stuff that he tell you, like, none of that stuff that he did in the past don't even register in his brain now. Like, my uncle is one of the reasons why I started changing my speech pattern when I do my videos and stuff like that. That's how it started. Because if you go back to some of my other videos, boy, I was reckless. I was reckless. You know what I mean? And I remember my uncle was like, dang man, you make it hard for me, nephew. You be cussing and stuff all that like that. I like, yeah, I know I gotta get better with that. And that was when I started like trying to change my speech patterns a little bit. I tried to calm down on cussing so much. Now I can do a whole live without cussing, you know. So I'm saying that to say we read the Galatians. When you living in your flesh, you reap that fleshly corruption. But when you moving in that spiritual side, then you you reaping nothing but spiritual. So it's different. That's why I hit these verses the way I do. That's why I go to refer back to the Bible the way I do. Cause I'm working on a whole different vibe. Like These guys is nothing. This is nothing but flesh talk here. You can hear it. You can hear it.
So don't let nobody fool you. So because they got tattoos and looking like they gangster, they don't impress nobody. Yeah. So everybody got it. You know, I fell for the white boy.
This is Arrested Development. This is Arrested Development. They're stuck in that phase. They got out, but they never left where they was at. You know how they say, never forget where you came from? This is that right here. They never forgot where they came from. That'd be one of the salutes to my cousin, bruh. Salutes to my cousin. This time, yeah, some of the stuff that he got into, yeah, I mean, like some of the stuff that he did, it kind of trickled out to the outside, like certain living habits and stuff like that trickled out to the outside. But he left that he left that prison life where it was at. My uncle Ray did his time. He left that prison stuff where it was. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he sometimes he go back and he referred to certain things, but he is more of a, yeah, I came from this, but now I'm like this. See, I didn't come from this and keep this with me. Nah, I came from this and now I'm like this. These guys, that stuck with them. They ain't never forget where they came from.
But I'm gonna be honest, I fell for the white guy. I really do. Yeah, it's called riding. When you come into Texas, and at that time they would say, "Who you riding with?" If you a white, and it'd be a ride, Mexican black fighting over white boy, and that's what somebody died because they want their kid. They say that's my kid. That's a kid. They
Now this the part I really want y'all to pay attention to. This the part I really want y'all to pay attention to.
They call the white boys. That's his kid. This is my kid. I'm taking care of him. I'm taking care of him. They gonna all that get commissary.
You already hear that lascivious behavior.
That's different then. Y'all taking hard. Y'all making the white bitch. That's the truth. That's what they do. And they could get his commissary, make him pay, make his mama put money on their book. That's the penalty. Let me say this. Just because you make a white boy your kid, though. Let him answer. No. Okay. So your kid, you ain't supposed to. No, you don't.
Now you heard what the one dude said. Just because you make the dude your kid doesn't mean you're smashing them. Right? All right. Let's finish going.
Okay. Dummy. You have a kid. Listen. You don't have to. You don't got to say, homie. Go, man. I was against so fresh. Listen. So when you let me share something with you. So that said the white. Listen, listen, man. If you're a kid, you're gonna be if you don't choose to be. I don't know what Cooper talking about. If you're a kid, they mean they celebrate you how they want to celebrate you. You a kid, if they want to run meat up in you, they run meat up in you just like
you heard that, right? You heard that, right? This that lascivious behavior, bruh. He ain't this is bruh. This is for my young folks, bruh. Jesus. This is for my young folks, bruh. Don't think that you fitting to do an extensive period and come out and have a glorious story to tell, bruh. Don't think that, like, when we look at 4 extras, we look at the B Brazies. When we look at the king pills and stuff like that. These are what you call anonymous. Dang, I always mess up on this word. Anatomy. An- anatomy. Dang, bro. I always mess up on this word. These is one out of 10,000 people that come out like that, bro. You're not gonna have that same story. You're not gonna have that glorious story. You're gonna run across one of these dudes right here, whose mission is to make you their kid and run that meat up in you. That's their words. That's not my words. You heard? Look at his hand. His hand is adamant. Anytime you go like this with your hand, this is a non-verbal cue. Look at that. That's passion behind that hand right there. That I'm serious about this. This is non-verbal cue. He said, I don't care what this dude right here next to me talking about. However I want to do you, I'ma do you if you my kid. However, man.
Penitentiary prostitute. That's why they. But
And the Mexicans.
they got wives on there, but they ain't got the men.
You have
gotta
some
run
white
this
boys
back.
That try to stand up.
that will and did and can fight.
I have them got raped and knocked out. Don't let them fool you. They got a lot of tattoos on them. That don't mean nothing. I seen dudes tattooed down and it was a faggot. So don't let nobody fool you. So because they got tattoos and looking like they gangster, they don't impress nobody. Yeah, so everybody got it. You know, I fell for the white boy. I'm gonna be honest. I fell for the white guy. I really do.
Yeah, it's called riding. When you come into Texas, and you know, at that time they would say, "Who you riding with?" If you're a white,
and it'd be a ride, Mexican black fighting over white boy.
And that's what
somebody died because they want their kid. They say that's my kid.
That's a kid. They call the white boys.
That's his kid. This is my kid. I'm taking care of him.
I'm taking care of.
They gonna
fucking commissary.
That's different than y'all taking home. Y'all making the white bitch.
That's the truth. That's what they do. And they could get his commissary, make him pay, make his mama put money on their book. That's the penalty.
Just because you make a white boy your kid, though.
Let him answer. No.
Okay.
So your kid, you ain't.
No, you don't.
Dummy. You have a kid. Listen. You don't have to. You don't got to pay, homie.
I was against some friends.
Listen.
So when you,
let me share something with you. So
guys,
you said the white. Listen, man. If you're a kid, you're gonna be if you don't choose to be. I don't know what Cooper talking about. If you're a kid, they mean they celebrate you how they want to celebrate you. You a kid, if they want to run meat up in you, they run meat up in you. Just like a penitentiary prostitute. That's why they for it. So you got the blacks, and I know people don't like pastor talking. We talking real stuff. So you got the blacks over here, you got the mess. So when the white come in, somebody might say, that's my kid. And the mess said, oh, they say no.
But how you think about how they look? Like, he got long blonde hair. That's my good kid right there.
Yeah. It's too good. But it's sometimes we let the Mexican have them. Sometimes we don't.
He's saying we, so he had some kids.
I had a bunch of kids. But
See what I'm saying? See what I'm saying? Hey, bruh. Y'all go mess around. Cause y'all wanna be famous. Y'all wanna get those views and y'all wanna come out have this glorious jail story, how you was in there, rah, big bad, you the bully in there. Yeah, man, you gonna run across one of these booty bandits. Talking about you was a kid. Don't owe nobody no commissary. Man, they don't owe nobody. B used to tell me about that, bro. He used to be like, B always said, like, look, I trained myself to go without food. Because it be people in there who want to borrow stuff and then they can't pay it back. and they be the ones that get done over in the daggone system because they can't pay their food back or they can't pay something back. They the ones that get done over in there. We talking about lascivious behavior right now. We talking about the first. This is I said this goes back to the first verse. This goes back to the first verse, bruh. For when they speak of great swelling words of vanity, they allure through the flesh. This the lust of the flesh. This guy's his name's supposed to be pastor. He's speaking straight from fleshly instincts right now. If he a pastor, somebody need to pray for him. They need to go ahead and make sure he's back how he's supposed to after this interview, because this ain't nothing but flesh talk up here. Through much wantonness, those that were clean escaped from them who lived in error. I told you what wantonness is, right? He just confirmed everything that I just said about that. Wantonness can mean reckless or cruel discard for the safety and rights of others, or excessive, unrestrained, and lewd or lascivious behavior. When we go to lascivious, of a person, manner, or gesture, feeling or revealing an overt and often offensive sexual desire. I don't make this stuff up, bro. This stuff in the Bible, bro. this stuff in the Bible, bro. This ain't made up. This ain't my words, bro. This is me breaking down definitions of certain words that comes from the Bible with certain sayings. And it makes this so bad. It makes this so bad because in these verses right here, it tells them how you talk about being spiritual, you talk about you being a pastor or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? You talk about you believing in Jesus, but you're not moving in that direction. You get on here with 607 on and you talk about your glory days as in being locked up in jail. You talk about your glory days. You talk about how awesome it was for you. How I had many's of kids after you just said y'all be doing all types of stuff to these people. So you can't be moving spiritual. And when your time comes, it's gonna be worse for you than it is for a person who never gave his life to the Lord and didn't know what the Lord can actually do for him. It's gonna be worse for you than it is for them, because now while they promise them liberty, they themselves are servants of corruption. For of whom a man is overcome, of the same is he brought in bondage. For if after they have escaped the pollution of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, they are again entangled therein and overcome, the latter end is worse with them than the beginning. For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it to turn from the holy commandments delivered unto them. We ain't even break down. We ain't even break down the end. The end. We gonna break down that one though. Soon as we done watching this video, we gonna break down the last verse. Let's just get past. Let's get past this craziness that they talking about.
I ain't had no kids.
I had a bunch of kids.
I ain't got no kids.
A bunch of kids. Kids don't mean you, like you said, you don't have to run meat up in them, but they can take care of you. You make them bring you money, commissary, we get their family, and family put money on your butt. But not on that, I took care of the kids. I took care of the kids where nobody won't mess with them. Because if I put my name on it, nobody not going to mess with them.
So you took care of the kids?
I take care of the kids.
Oh my God.
Damn. You had two. You had two niggas down there in the penitentiary. You had to extort.
That's why you have the gays.
Niggas that was getting kids.
Negro, I don't hate the gays cause of that. You Negro talking about y'all rappers, y'all gangster, and y'all taking that meat. So what I be, I be trying to watch this. You get no, listen. I ain't giving me. He giving to me. I'm tired. Listen, every time we come on this broadcast, he giving to me. Damn it. Every time they on this broadcast, everybody.
Hold on. Hold on. Y'all can't hear that? Oh man, it's definitely super low. You can't hear that. Alright. Dang, bruh. My bad. I thought y'all can hear that. Let's we gotta run that back. Oh man. This why we be having to check these volumes, bruh. That's why we be having to check these volumes. We gonna have to run that back for y'all. Hold on. That's on me. I had to run that back. I could have sworn y'all heard that.
You got the mess. So when the white come in, somebody might say, that's my kid. And the mess said, oh, they say no.
But how you think about how they look? He got long blonde hair. That's my good kid right there.
We still got
it's too good. But sometimes we let the Mexican have them. Sometimes we don't.
He's saying we, so he had some kids.
I had a bunch of kids.
Alright, we gonna have to run this. My fault. I'm gonna have to run this back just a little bit so that y'all can hear. Y'all can hear this. I'm gonna let it play. I'm gonna let it play through so that y'all can get caught up because I'm mad that y'all didn't hear what was being said. I'm gonna have to run this back just a little bit for y'all so that y'all can understand what's going on and where we was at. But y'all heard everything else that I was saying.
Everybody got it. You know, I fell for the white boy. I'm gonna be honest. I fell for and the Mexicans, and it's for black.
Wow.
It ain't have no. It's just two TV for the Mexican or black. But here it is.
Where the whites go?
The whites just follow along. That's the truth. Whites just follow along. I don't understand y'all. Here, cool to tell him when white guy come in prison, he has no rule. He either gonna go to the blacks or the Mexican. Unless he gotta be captivated.
What you mean? Y'all taking this out the gang and taking
here for right. Listen, man.
Let me explain. Now, let me say.
Texas on this. Texas.
Yeah, my fault. I apologize. I thought y'all could hear it. I didn't never transfer the audio over, so I had to transfer the audio over. But we ready to let them. We ready to listen to this all the way through. I broke down the verses. I broke down the verses for y'all. But it's still a lot more that was said on here that I want y'all to actually hear. And I was saying, you know, these people are speaking out of flesh. Can't speak out of you can't be in working in the flesh and be spiritual at the same time. It doesn't work like that.
Different as hell. White don't have chance.
Cuz listen, this how it going.
That's on the white
now, it's changed because they got the rat on the wall. You got to understand that the rat on the wall has got a phrase to say extortion. You can't afford it. You hear me? Now, before that,
that's right. When I was in prison.
Right. When you came to me prison and you was a white boy, you had to ride. You either had
gonna ride the blacks or the Mexicans.
Or the Mexicans or the blacks. The white boys really did. They didn't have no. They was like prey.
It's about 6 of them. It's about 50 blacks.
Arab Brotherhood.
4 of them. They can't do nothing.
And most of the white boys, this is what the white folks would do in prison. They would put the white boys up. You know what I'm saying? They would put them out of harm's way. They would get white boys the best jobs, you hear me, and put them in positions or they like on the trustee camps, you know what I'm saying, away from the predators, which is the blacks and the Mexicans.
They got whites on there, but they ain't got the men.
You had some white boys
that try to stand up,
that will and did and can fight.
I have them got raped and knocked out. Don't let them fool you. They got a lot of tattoos on them. That don't mean nothing. I seen dudes tattooed down and it was a faggot. So don't let nobody fool you. So because they got tattoos and looking like they gangster, they don't impress nobody. Yeah, so everybody got it. You know, I fell for the white boy. I'm gonna be honest. I fell for the white guy. I really do.
Yeah, it's called riding. When you come into Texas, and you know, at that time they would say, "Who you riding with?" If you're a white,
and it'll be a ride, Mexican black fighting over white boy,
and that's what
somebody died because they want their kid. They say that's my kid.
That's a kid. They call the white boys.
That's his kid. This is my kid. I'm taking care of him.
I'm taking care of.
They gonna
all that commissary.
That's different then. Y'all taking hard. Y'all making the white bitch.
That's the truth. That's what they do. And they could get his commissary, make him pay, make his mama put money on their book. That's the penalty.
Just because you make a white boy your kid, though.
Let him answer. No.
Okay. So your kid, you ain't supposed to.
No, you don't.
Dummy. You have a kid. Listen. You don't have to. You don't got to say, homie. Go me.
I was against some friends.
Listen. So when you let me share something with you. So that said the white. Listen, man. If you're a kid, you're gonna be if you don't choose to be. I don't know what the Cooper talking about. If you're a kid, they mean they celebrate you how they want to celebrate you. You a kid, if they want to run meat up in you, they run meat up in you. Just like a penitentiary prostitute. That's why they for it. So you got the blacks, and I know people don't like pastor talking. We talking real stuff. So you got the blacks over here, you got the mess. So when the white come in, they talking real. They talking real stuff. Real sassy stuff. Bruh, this can't that's what I'm saying. Like, yo, this can't be life, bro. This can't be life, bro. There's no way that y'all want to go to prison and want to live in prison and come out and be like, yeah, bro, I did 10 years and glorify. Y'all can't glorify this, bro. There's no glorification in this, bro. There's no glorification in it. What's to glorify? You sodomizing another man? You happy about that? You proud about that? You proud about having kids? You proud about extorting people out of their funds and making them your hoes and stuff like that? You're proud of that. That's your golden moment out of all your life. Out of the whole life that you had, your golden moment is when you was in prison doing certain things to people. Or the proudest moment of your life is saying, yeah, I did 10 years in the feds.
Yeah, I ran a dorm. I ran a whole dorm. I had the whole dorm like, yeah, don't mess with that guy. That's the guy right there. Don't mess with him. Your glorification comes from you being in prison. Not taking care of your mother. Not growing up making something out of yourself. Your whole golden era is with you being in prison. That's your proudest moments. Boy, boy.
Somebody might say that's my kid, and the message, oh, they say no.
But how you think about how they look? Like he got long blonde hair. That's my good kid right there.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it's who get first. But it's sometimes we let the Mexican have them. Sometimes we don't.
He's saying we see he had some kids.
I had a bunch of kids, but
I ain't had no kids.
I had a bunch of kids.
I ain't got no kids.
A bunch of kids. Kids don't mean you, like you said, you don't have to run meat up in them, but they can take care of you. You make them bring you money, commissary, we get their family, and family put money on your butt. But on that, I took care of the kids. I took care of the kids where nobody won't mess with them. Because if I put my name on it, nobody not going to mess with them.
So you took care of the kids?
I take care of the kids.
Oh, my God.
Damn. You had two. You had two niggas down there in the penitentiary. You had to extort niggas that were getting kids.
Negro, I don't hate the gays cause of that. You Negro talking about y'all rappers, y'all gangster, and y'all taking that meat. So what I be doing, I be trying to watch this. No, listen. No, I ain't giving to me. He giving to me. I'm tired. Listen, every time we come on this broadcast, he giving to me. Damn it. Every time they on this broadcast, everybody talk that gangster talk. Listen to me though, real talk. Everybody gangster. Watch this. Everybody gangster. But them soul gangsters, some of these dudes, these young cats, some of they uncles and some of they daddies, it wasn't for me, they be girls. So don't talk that gangster talk because I know what you do without a pistol.
So you ain't make them girls, you made them kids.
No.
Man. Oh, man. Jesus. This is what's popular, huh? This is the stuff that y'all care about, huh? This is stuff that y'all want to hear, huh? Y'all want to hear another grown man talk about what he was doing to these kids out here. That's what you say. They kids. And this is, I said, this is cringy, bruh. This is low key cringy, bruh. Like, cause like I said, I heard B talk about, excuse me, I heard B talk about how he had to pick cotton, how he had to work and not get paid, how when he got out he had to start all over again, how he, spent a lot of time working out and reading books and stuff. I never heard B once glorify any situation being in the prison system. These guys sound too excited to tell this side of the story, as if they're glorifying, like this was their golden age in prison, like this is the best. You know, you only remember the best and the worst times in your life. The in between part where you're just living and stuff like that, you tend to forget those parts. You only remember the best and the worst times.
everybody ain't gotta be a kid.
I doubt this was one of his worst times because he remembers it too vividly. So this had to be one of his golden eras. This is sad. This is sad. This is why I said we got a bunch of old YNs up here. We got a bunch of old YNs. And instead of being the OGs that they're supposed to be, they're up here glorifying situations that shouldn't be glorified. That shouldn't be up here saying any of this, because what they're doing is molding the younger people to think that this is how they should be when they go to prison. You gotta be like this. This y'all. If y'all not like this, then y'all some punks and stuff. This was gonna happen to you if you don't do this to somebody else. You can't go to prison and actually serve your time and read books and work out and get yourself in order, get your life in order. You gotta be like this. Not only that, you're making it a cool thing to do because you're not explaining to these kids, you know, the situations that you had to go through, the adversities you had to go through to come out to actually be back in society how you're supposed to. You're not teaching these kids how you overcame being in that environment to how you to how to manage when you come out that environment. This is the arrested development part that I was talking about. This is the arrested development because when they got in there, their whole life had to change and they got stuck in this particular part of life. So that when they get out now, all they can do is refer to this part of time. As if normal people really want to hear that. This this is only appealing to younger people 17 to 25 and people who are quote unquote squares, because anybody with the right sense should know this don't even sound like a place I want to go to. This don't even sound like something I want to be familiar with, look forward to going to, any of that. And like I said, it's like I said in the beginning, and I wish I had the audio on because it kind of hits different now. But I'm gonna say it again. This is like a rite of passage, and it's starting to become like a rite of passage for our youth. That if we don't go serve 10 years, 5 years, then we're not considered real men. This booty bandit stuff right here, it's not real men stuff. This is actually, I feel like, to me, this is some weak man stuff. It's not no real man stuff. You extorting the weak, you extorting the vulnerable, making them your kids. Yeah, you gotta hold my pocket. Yeah, I'm gonna run some meat up in you. That's predatory stuff. He said that on here. He said they separate. He said that they separate the white people from the predators. He referred to himself as a predator. This is predatory behavior. I know I can mess him over, so yeah, that's what I'm gonna go do. And ain't nobody gonna stop me. That's predatory behavior. And he's proud about that.
But I had a couple of them.
Did you?
Cause I didn't have a mama that could send me money. I didn't have brother and sister come see me.
Them out? No.
No, I didn't do that. I just.
So you didn't have no family to send you stuff, so you rather just go take it from somebody else. You rather make somebody else's life hard. You rather make somebody else's life hard because you feel as though your life is hard. This that wantonness that I was referring to in the first verse. It's that wantonness I was referring to in the first verse. When they speak of great swelling words of vanity, they allure through the lust of their flesh, through much wantonness, those that were clean escape from those who lived in error. And then when you look up wantonness, you know, it says reckless or crude disregard for the safety or rights of others, or excessive, unrestrained, and lewd or lascivious behavior. Then when you go to lascivious behavior, a person, manner, or gesture, feeling or revealing an overt and often offensive sexual desire. So, this is what he's referring to. And like I said, bro, this is not real. This is not real man stuff. This is not. It, it's wild, bro. It's wild. This is what y'all want to do. This the places y'all want to go at. Hmm? This is y'all want to be so gangster, so tough that you find yourself in these places with these type of predators. Man, please, my youth, wake up. Wake up. This is nothing to be happy about. This is nothing to be glorifying. This is degenerate behavior.
Took it comes to say a white guy.
Extorting them.
I extort.
That's why I'm telling you.
See, extortion.
I'm gonna protect you. I'm gonna make sure nobody mess with you.
Yeah.
See, extorting them.
I just make sure you're under my wing. You know, worry about it.
Somebody at that time, somebody would have came and say,
You got to go crazy for him. Then you got to die for him.
Hold up, be quiet. Hold up. Here we go.
Somebody in the came and said, "What's the name? What's the booty war?
Yeah.
What's that weird?"
Oh yeah, but
Now, he said he had this guy pastor said he had tons of kids, right? He said he had tons of kids. He ain't hit none of them or whatever he said. I said I find that hard to believe because once he started talking about, we ready to get into the second part of this. I'm sorry, yeah, y'all didn't, I couldn't, y'all couldn't hear when I was, saying what I was saying, but the second part of this, I find this hard to believe because I think in this live he said he did 40 years. He said he had tons of kids and all this crazy stuff that he was talking about. Just listen to, just listen.
Yeah, please Johnson.
It said listen.
Or person. OG person. OG person.
Yeah, OG person. Tripping, I don't want to talk about him because he ain't here.
Ain't made no difference if he was here or not. Oh, real tune. But come on, real tune. Go ahead. Now you probably get real tune. No. Look, no. Real tune for the kid on purpose. Listen, real tune is just to make me a kid on purpose.
Okay.
Real tune want to be a kid. Too ugly to be a kid.
See how he looked at him? I looked at him too ugly to be a kid. He meant that. He meant that. Hold up. Wind that back just a little bit.
OG person.
Yeah. OG person. Tripping, I don't want to talk about him because he ain't here.
Ain't made no difference if he was here or not. Oh, real tune. But come on, real tune. Go ahead. Now you probably get real tune. No. Look, no. Real tune for the kid on purpose. Listen, real tune is just to make me a kid on purpose.
Okay.
Real tune want to be a kid. Too ugly to be a kid.
They got look at him. He laughing. Look at old boy with the bald head. Look how he looking at him. He look old boy with the bald head looking at him like, I can make him my kid. This oh wait. Look at the look at the contact with the eyes, bro. See, this is why you guys. This is why you had to go to Grunt page, psychological analysis, and non-verbal cues. Well, he said you too ugly to be kid, and look at old boy with his hand on his face, like that gesture right there says, nah, he could be my kid. That gesture says he could be my kid. He might. Jeez. This is supposed to be a pastor. It's supposed to be his name is Pastor. But he telling another grown man about his looks. Let's listen to what else he gotta say. this this is sick.
They was so ugly as piss. Ain't nobody want you. You gotta have commissary. They want your commissary. Now what's the sound?
It's you heard that right? He said they want your commissary. You too ugly to be touched. They want your commissary. That's what he telling them.
Ain't gonna want you, cuz. I'm
too ugly to be a kid. I want to be on bullshit, bro. God bless my ugly look then. Nigga, you might get a. You so ugly, he gonna get a pass. I think was so ugly. I don't want that ugly, that ugly kid. They gonna pick you. They gonna pick you. You the ugly, and you built bad too. You ain't got no.
Look at that. Oh, gee. He said you built bad too. Look. He's saying you ain't got no butt. You ain't got no butt. You ain't got no what? This way y'all young folks want to go at when people is looking at your body and telling you, oh yeah, that boy got some butt over there. I'm fit. This where y'all want to go at? All right. I see why y'all repeat offenders. Y'all be wanting to go back, huh? I see. I said my my cousin did his time. Never looked back. He on to bigger and better things with his life. B did his time on the bigger and better things in his life. Neither one of these two men glorify anything that came out. Anything in that month. Anything. Never glorified it. Because this situation ain't to be glorified. Look how they just kicking it and oh yeah, bruh. Yeah, because we was like that up in there. It was like that, bruh. Nobody mess with me. I was running stuff and I was this and I was that and I was this and I was that. And I had these kids and I had this and they had to come to me. They had to come see me about stuff. Big popping. Big popping it. You talking too sassy to be talking. You talking too sassy to be talking about. So you ain't run no me to no kids. I fail to believe that. You talking about he uh, he too ugly. He might get a pass. He built bad. He ain't got no booty. Boy, boy, you run across one of these booty bandits. It's a wrap.
Man, that nigga was so ugly. I don't want that ugly. That ugly kid.
They gonna pick
You want they gonna pick you. You the ugly and you built bad too. You ain't got no butt. None of that. You built. I think was built like this. Look, be up everything. Look. Nigga ain't got no butt.
Actually, like they were slaves.
Bro said, he ain't got no butt. Man, you better close your mouth, bro. They close your mouth. Oh, close your mouth, bro, when they put something in it. This dude say he ain't got no butt, so he went from one saying this and now he's on to this. Bro, I'm telling you, bro. Prison ain't nothing but a cesspool, bro. This ain't the place you want to be at, bro. Prison is not a place you want to be at, bro. Real talk. Real talk, bro. Cesspool. Mm. Cesspool. What I say cesspool was cesspool. Slang version. Filthy, a filthy, corrupt, or disgusting place or state, bruh. Prison ain't nothing but a cesspool, bruh. Nothing but a cesspool. This. That's what I'm saying, bruh. Like these young kids, man. It's all fun and games till they behind them bars and they meet one of these type people, bruh. This ain't the place. This ain't and as we start to finish this cuz I only came here for the little bit of time that we they talking right here. This the only part that I wanted y'all to really hear because when I was listening to it, I heard I was like, "Oh heck no, bruh." I'm like, heck no, we gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about this. So I'm gonna have to do some chopping up. I had to do so chopping up in this video so I can make it make sense. You know, might have to break this down a little bit. But man, as we start to finish this off, right? It says it says mm, mm, mm. It says, but it happens unto them according to the true proverb, the dog is turned to his own vomit again, and the soul that was washed to her wallowing in the mare. So this is a my uncle refers to this as it's late and I'm losing my thoughts. Um, what is this? What is the word I'm looking for? I cannot think of the word that I'm looking for. Dang, I cannot think of the word. It starts with an H. It starts with an H. But not an H. My fault. It starts with an M. This is a metaphor. This is one of them verses that's a metaphor. So the mirror means mud. What is it? What the true proverbs say has happened to them. The dog returns to its vomit, and a washed soul returns to her wallowing in the mud. This verse, this verse meaning is that those who have claimed to follow Christ but have not experienced true inner transformation will revert to their sinful ways, illustrating their superficial faith and spiritual corruption rather than the enduring change of genuine believers. Okay? So what we're seeing, even though this dude name is Pastor and he's supposed to be spiritual and all that stuff, what we're seeing is him returning back to his sinful ways. Okay? We're watching him in real time convert back to his sinful ways because he never really experienced that true inner transformation. He's glorifying his sinful ways back in the day, that corruptiveness, that want wantonness, that lasciviousness. He's transforming back to his sinful ways and showing y'all his spiritual corruption in real time. Okay? This is why I wanted to save this verse for the end, because as we sit here and watch just that brief moment, you can see the stuff, you can listen and hear the stuff that he's glorifying. Because, like I said, you don't remember the in between parts. You only remember the worst of times or the golden times. So to him, this was his golden era. This is why he can refer to it so vividly like that. Because he feels like this was his best time. And to do 40 I think he said he did 40 years. To do 40 years, I'm pretty sure you don't have that much golden time. But what I'm saying, is once he took on that role of pastor, he's once he took on that role of pastor, he's supposed to be up here with a better message than what he's giving right here. He's not supposed to be going back into the mud to wallow in the mud. That's why I like this verse, because the title of this verse is Deceptions of False Teachers. That's why I like this verse, because it breaks down that with him being a righteous, with him supposed to with him having this righteous name, first of all, he is not supposed to be up here with this kind of message. He's supposed to be teaching us how he got out of this particular spot. But as you can see, 607 on face, he's glorifying this spot. He's very happy about the stuff that he used to do to the quote unquote white people that he extorted and stuff like that. That's why I say this part is low key cringy. It's low key cringy because just like it says in verse 20, for after have escaped the pollution of the world through the knowledge of the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, you wouldn't want to go back to that where you came from. You just went all the way back. You just said forget about all the stuff that I learned. I'm gonna just go right back to my degeneracy. They are again entangled therein and overcome the latter, and is the worst. The latter end is the worse with them than the beginning. So the end is gonna be worse than the beginning, because you're going backwards, and the Lord already gave you that knowledge of who He was, and you're supposed to be changing and transforming into a better person. You're putting yourself back in that area that you came from. It's going to be 10 times worse, because now the Lord expects you to move forward, not move backwards. For it had been better for them not to have known the way of righteousness than after they have known it to turn from the holy commandment delivered to them. You see what I'm saying? So it would have been better for you not to take on that name pastor, not to know how good the Lord works for you, and taking you from a bad position, put you into a better position where you can be transformed and renewed and reborn and stuff like that, just for you to go backwards into time, to go back who you was, because now I'm gonna hold you accountable for your actions worse than if you didn't know who I was, because you know how my vengeance is. You know my vengeance. So you just basically just slapped me in my face, and now I gotta handle it the way I handle it. That's basically what he's saying. So you can't be mad when you start when you start who we man, you gonna have to take that on the chin. We got we just need to rewind it. We're gonna rewind it back a little bit, let it play through, cause I'm ready to be getting off of here. But I just want y'all to hear for the people who didn't hear, just want y'all to hear this one more time.
Ain't no difference if he was here or not. Oh, real tune. But come on, now go ahead. Gangster, watch this. Everybody gangster, but them soul gangster, we get their family, and family. You have a kid? Listen.
Think we was at
Yeah, we don't. Our prison not like that. Our prison is cell living. You know what I'm saying? All the lower levels are dorm.
So they don't put y'all together.
Yeah, we all together. Like
I'm talking about, do y'all, like a group in day room, and y'all watch TV? Yeah, how y'all go about watching?
Every section got a day room.
I'm talking about the blacks want to watch something. How y'all?
Okay, well, we got it's already designated slots.
Like what?
You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Like on Wednesdays. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They might have on Sundays. They might have the Mexican channel. All that. And then on Monday, the blacks want football for Monday night football.
Y'all got one TV.
No, each section. See, our prison is not like yours. It's a building, and it's like a half of a it's a half of an octagon. It's A, B, and C section.
Okay.
But it's open.
Ours open. You got the TV for the blacks, and you got the TV for the Mexican white. White ain't got no choice. So you got
white ain't got no choice.
No, they ain't got no choice. It's a Mexican.
Shout out to all my real white
and the Mexicans, and it's for black. Wow. It ain't have no. It's just two TV for the Mexican or black. But here it is.
Where the whites go?
The whites just follow along. That's the truth. whites that follow. I don't understand y'all. Here, Coach tell him when white guy come in prison, he has no rule. He either gonna go to the blacks or the Mexican. Unless he gotta be captivated.
What you mean? Y'all taking this out the gang and taking
here for right? Listen, man.
Let me explain. Now let me say.
Texas on that shit. Texas different as hell.
White don't have chance.
Listen, this how it goes.
That's on the white
now, it's changed because they got the rat on the wall. You got to understand that the rat on the wall has got a phrase to say extortion. You can't afford it. You hear me? Now, before that.
That's right. When I was in prison.
Right. When you came to me, prison, and you was a white boy, you had to ride. You either had
gonna ride with the blacks or the Mexicans.
Or the Mexicans or the blacks. The white boys really did. They didn't have no. They was like prey.
It's about 6 of them. It's about 50 blacks.
Aryan Brotherhood.
4 of them. They can't do nothing.
And most of the white boys. This is what the white folks would do in prison. They would put the white boys up. You know what I'm saying? They would put them out of harm's way. They would get white boys the best jobs, you hear me, and put them in positions where they like on the trustee camps, you know what I'm saying, away from the predators, which is the
and
the mess.
They got whites on there, but they ain't got the men.
You had some white boys
that try to stand up,
that will and did and can fight.
But half of them got raped and knocked out. Don't let them fool you. They got a lot of tattoos on them. That don't mean nothing. I seen dudes tattooed down and it was a faggot. So don't let nobody fool you. So because they got tattoos and looking like they gangster, they don't impress nobody. Yeah, so everybody got it. You know, I fell for the white boy. I'm gonna be honest. I fell for the white guy. I really do.
Yeah, it's called rowdy. When you come into Texas, and you know, at that time they would say, "Who you riding with?" If you a white,
and it'd be a ride, Mexican black fighting over white boy,
and that's what
somebody died because they want their kid. They said that's my kid.
That's a kid. They call the white boys.
That's his kid. This is my kid. I'm taking care of him.
That's taking care of.
They gonna
all that fucking commissary.
That's different then. Y'all taking hard. Y'all making the white bitch.
That's the truth. That's what they do. And they could get his commissary, make him pay, make his mama put money on their book. That's the penalty.
Just because you make a white boy your kid, though.
Let him answer. No.
Okay. So your kid, you ain't
see.
No, you don't.
Dummy. You have a kid. Listen. You don't have to. You don't got to pay, homie. Go, man.
I was against so fresh.
Listen. So when you let me share something with you. So that said the white. listen, listen, man. If you're a kid, you gonna be if you don't choose to be. I don't know what the Cooper talking about. If you're a kid, they mean they celebrate you how they want to celebrate you.
Look how animated he get. Look how animated he get. Like he glorifying that, bruh. He got real animated on this part. I don't know what this guy talked about. If you a kid, well yeah, we gonna do you how we want to do you. Yeah, you a kid, yeah, you gonna get that thing ran up in you. You a kid, yeah, you gonna be putting that Kool-Aid on your lips. You gonna become a prostitute if we tell you to. Yeah. Man, just watch how he turn up. Watch how he turn up, bro.
Want their kid. They say that's my kid.
That's a kid. They call the white boys.
That's his kid. This is my kid. I'm taking care of him.
I'm taking care of.
They gonna
All that. Get commissary.
That's different then. Y'all taking home. Y'all making the white bitch.
That's the truth. That's what they do. And they could get his commissary, make him pay, make his mama put money on their book. That's the penalty.
Let me say this. Just because you make a white boy your kid, though.
Let him answer. No.
Okay.
So your kid, you ain't
No, you don't.
Dummy.
You have a kid?
Listen, you don't have to, you don't got to say, homie. Go, man.
I was against some friends.
Listen.
So when you,
let me share something with you.
So
you said the white. Listen, listen, man. If you're a kid, you gonna be if you don't choose to be. I don't know what the Cooper talking about. If you're a kid, they mean they celebrate you how they want to celebrate you. You a kid, if they want to run meat up in you, they run meat up in you just like a penitentiary prostitute. That's why they for it. So you got the blacks, and I know people don't like pastor talking. We talking real stuff. So you got the blacks over here, you got the mess. So when the white come in, somebody might say, that's my kid. And the mess said, oh, they say no.
But how you think about how they look? Like he got long blonde hair. That's my good kid right there.
Yeah. It's too good. But it's sometimes we let the Mexican have them. Sometimes we don't.
He's saying we, so he had some kids.
I had a bunch of kids. But
I ain't had no kids.
I had a bunch of kids.
I ain't got no kids.
A bunch of kids. Kids don't mean you, like you said, you don't have to run meat up in them, but they can take care of you. You make them bring you money, commissary, we get their family, and family put money on your butt. Now on that, I took care of the kids. I took care of the kids where nobody won't mess with them. Because if I put my name on it, nobody not going to mess with them.
So you took care of the kids?
I take care of the kids.
Oh, my God.
Damn. You had two. You had two down there in the penitentiary. You had to
extort. That's why you had the gays.
Niggas that was getting kids.
Negro, I don't hate the gays cause of that. You Negro talking about y'all rappers, y'all gangster, and y'all taking that meat. So what I be trying to watch this. Listen. No, I ain't giving to me. He giving to me. I'm tired. Listen, every time we come on this broadcast, he giving to me. Damn it. Every time they on this broadcast, everybody talk that gangster talk. Listen to me though, real talk. Everybody gangster. Watch this. Everybody gangster. But them soul gangsters, some of these dudes, these young cats, some of they uncles and some of they daddies, it wasn't for me, they be girls. So don't talk that gangster talk because I know what you do without a pistol.
So you ain't make them girls, you made them kids.
No, everybody ain't got to be a kid. But I had a couple of them.
Did you?
Cause I didn't have a mama that could send me money. I didn't have brother and sister come see me.
Them out? No.
I didn't do that. I just took they come to say a white guy.
Was extorting them.
I extort.
That's why I'm telling you.
So you extorted.
I'm gonna protect you. I'm gonna make sure nobody mess with you.
So you extorted them.
I just make sure you're under my wings. You know, worry about it.
Somebody at that time, if somebody would have came and said,
you got to go crazy for them then. You got to die for them.
Hold up, be quiet. Hold up. Here we go.
Somebody in the came and said, what's the name? What's the booty war?
Yeah.
What's that weird?
Oh yeah,
Please Johnson.
It said, listen.
Or person.
OG person.
OG person.
OG person.
Tripping. I don't want to talk about him because he ain't here.
Ain't made no difference. He was here now.
Oh, real tune.
But come on, no, go here.
Now you probably get real tune.
No. Look, no.
Real tune for the kid on purpose.
Listen,
Real tune is just to make me a kid on purpose.
Okay.
Real tune want to be a
you
kid.
too ugly to be a kid. They was so ugly as piss. Ain't nobody want you. You gotta have commissary. They want your commissary. Now what's my son?
They say they ain't gonna want you, cuz.
I'm too ugly to be a kid. I want to be on bullshit, bro. God bless my ugly looks then.
Nigga, you might get a. You so ugly, he gonna get a pass. That nigga so ugly. That's I don't want that ugly, that ugly kid.
They gonna pick
You want they gonna pick you. You the ugly, and you built bad too. You ain't got no butt, none of that. You built. I think gonna build like this. Look, be up there. Look. Nigga ain't got no butt.
I actually be like they was slaves. Look at you got nice buttocks. Look at this nice buttocks. Some bullshit going on.
Say, look. I think look. You gonna build like this here. Feel like that. Anybody ain't got no cola solid.
So look,
ain't nobody gonna look at
let's
that.
break it down. We understand how y'all prison is and how they prison is.
Bro said he ain't got no Coca-Cola bottle or nothing. That's wild work right there. That's oh man, bro. Oh man, you already finished this off, bro. Got a couple more minutes.
But I'm gonna tell y'all saying what prison is, right? One thing you say about TVs like that in the federal. In the federal situation, we had 3 TVs in the unit. One was for the black, one was for the white, and then one was for the Mexicans. The whites they had their own TV.
3?
Yeah, they gave 3. Because the whites they had to make the whites where I come from. They just as strong as the blacks.
Let me say something. My first prison I went to was High Desert State Prison. I was in the first race ride with the white boys there, bro.
They go.
Listen, we talking about white boys that's 6'4". Work out every day, 280 pounds, running 3 miles every day. And they'll walk up and tell you,
not with us.
Okay. I'm trying to.
I'm just saying that.
No, listen. No, it ain't with us. They got what they had.
Yeah, we don't have that.
I'm trying to show you the boldness of these.
But they have.
I never downplay my enemy.
Yeah.
Understand something?
No, I ain't gonna never nobody.
Wait, listen to me. I ain't trying to up nobody. I don't hold with the black, but I'm trying to tell you, we had our hands full in certain situations with them. Bro, they was formidable enemies.
Yeah, they went.
But what?
Alright, that's it. We don't need to hear no more of this bull crap. Nobody want to hear about your old war stories in prison, bro. Like, I just wanted to share I just wanted to share that with y'all because I mean, like, the best thing my mama I tell everybody this, bro. The best thing my mama said to me as a kid is, boy, if you get locked up, boy, I ain't coming to get you. That's the best thing. And I feel I respect it. You know what I'm saying? Because I love my mama. I love my mama. I love being around my mama. I love my mama cooking. I love my freedom. I love all that stuff, you know. And to be gone away from my mother that long, I don't think I'd be able to do it. And you know, that that made me hold myself accountable for my actions as well. You know, not saying I never got locked up before or nothing like that. I have but I didn't do no extended period of time. But I always held myself accountable for my actions. I didn't call my mother to come bail me out. I didn't call my mother to tell them to do like see like come get me or nothing like that. I always just sat it out, you know, because I know it's not it's not on my mother to get me out of a position that I put myself in. You know, I had a my mother taught me she taught me right, you know. And I feel like that's a lot of the problem that these people be having is that, you know, the first time they get locked up, they mother coming to bail them out, the mother coming to get them out of jail and you know what I'm saying? oh, I'm a give you this money and stuff. It's like that person not learning, so every time he get locked up, he's looking for somebody to bail him out. That was the best thing my mama said to me was that, because it made me hold myself accountable for the stuff that I got into. This right here was just to show it was just to show the people like this is not no game, bruh. That prison life is not no game. It ain't something that you want to go through just so that you could come out 5 years, 10 years later and do an interview and think that you're gonna blow up off that. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody wants to hear about your old jail stories, bruh. Nobody wants to hear about how you was tough in jail and all that. So that's only for people who has a infatuation with degeneracy. You know, like if you got out of prison and you actually had a serious discussion about, you know, how you landed yourself in there, how it made you a better person, how you got out and transformed your life for the better and stuff like that. That's cool. That's cool. I'm with that, because now that's a rehabilitation. That's something that you're pushing to help the next person. Like, hey, bro, don't go down this path right here because you can find yourself in this situation. You could find yourself spending a lot of time away from your family, unnecessary time away from your family and stuff like that. If you was pushing that kind of message, that'd be good. I would like it. But this stuff right here, bruh, it just, even though they're laughing and trying to play it off, this is really what they was doing in there. They really was doing all this stuff in there that they would extortion, uh, humping on people and stuff like that. You can't convince me that this guy had all these kids and he didn't hunch on somebody. I'm not believing that. I'm not believing that. Once he once he said, "Yeah, man, you ain't got no butt, you ain't got no Coca-Cola bottle," he was adamant about that. That just sounded off to me. It just sounded off to me. That's why I wanted to bring it to the forefront, because you go run across them type of people in there. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a lot of them in there. I'm pretty sure it's a lot of them in there. But I hope y'all write this scripture down. That's Second Peter chapter 2, 18 through 22. Go over these verses. Go over these verses that I presented in this live. uh Galatians 6, Galatians chapter 6. What is it? Yeah, Galatians chapter 6, verse 8 and 9. Second Peter chapter 2, verses 18 to 22. Go over these verses. Mark these verses down. Study them. You know, they'll definitely help. They'll definitely help you, and get right with the Lord, man. Get right with the Lord. Y'all young folks, that's a lot of the problem that we're having today is that it's a disconnect from God. Start getting closer to God. Start moving the right way so that you don't find yourself in these type of positions. You know, this verse is basically, if you know better, you do better. If you know better, you do better. Um, I just had to make that. I needed to make that correlation between between these verses and what we was actually seeing. So I might, if y'all was here, y'all was with me all this long time. Thank you. I might go. I might make this unlist this video, this live. I might unlist this live and then break it down into a video. So if you was here and caught it, thank you. I mean, but it's probably won't be up here. This whole live probably won't be up here later in the week. It probably get dumbed down into a video because of the little technical difficulty I had in the beginning where the video wasn't playing any sound. Um but yeah, get right with the Lord. Start building your relationship with the Lord. You know, take time out, take time out to pray. Take 15-20 minutes out to read the Bible. You don't have to read it all in one day, but you know, try to pick it up, read as much as you can. Start keeping you a little notebook so you can write down stuff. If you need a better explanation, start googling certain words and stuff like that so you get a better uh understanding, because the book is full of metaphors. But it's been real. Oh, I know I said I was doing Bible study on Wednesdays. Um, Probably not this week coming up, but the next week I'm a come and do the Bible study because I want to make sure I have all my stuff in order. My uncle was talking to me about that. He said, give yourself time to get your stuff in order so that you don't have to freestyle so much. Because a lot of times, like I just freestyle, you know. So I want to have all my notes in order so that I can break it down to the best of my ability. But yeah.